We're live. Okay. This is Emily Craig, and it's video number 2 for Monday, the 4th of May, 2020. And this one is being made with a sense of urgency. I have placed the link to a nurse's video um, down below. And what she points out is that the medical community is treating COVID-19 as if it's a failure of the respiratory system when in fact her observations indicate it's a lack of oxygen. All right, we already know that what COVID-19 produces is exosomes, which have nothing to do with immunity and everything to do with failed body cells. Exosomes are also produced, okay, by flu, by oxygen starvation, in the presence of glyphosate, which causes dehydration of the body, and in the presence of 5G and 6G radiation. All right. Now, why are these glycosomes being produced? Because we, the people, are being starved of oxygen. All of us are. Now, I told you in a previous video that 8 years ago, when I was checked out for the symptoms of sleep apnea, which are connected like PSTD with adrenal problems that I have had. And at that time, I called the Air Quality Control Board in my community, county, state, and with their bare faces hanging out, they admitted to me that they do not check or test for oxygen saturation of our air, nor does the EPA require them to test the oxygen saturation of the air. All right. And when it dips below 15%, we all begin suffocating. Now, you and I know, who lived in the United States, that somebody has been paying billions of dollars to have chemicals, including barium and aluminum and biologicals and all kinds of stuff dumped in our air over the past 20 years. Somebody paid for that. And now we're paying for that because our atmosphere is deteriorating the same way the atmosphere on Mars deteriorated, the same way the atmosphere on Nibiru deteriorated from technocratic interference. The oxygen generating capability of our world has been, if not completely obliterated, at this point at least compromised. And this is what they're not telling you, that the lack of oxygen is what is causing the presence of the what they call COVID-19 test positive, the lack of oxygen in the air. Now, I have ordered oxygen test equipment, and I'm going to be reporting to you what the test equipment, which is coming from a distance, okay, I'm going to be reporting what the test equipment shows here. I am at elevation 56 feet on the floor of the San Joaquin Valley in California. I'm down about as low as you can get, all right? And I have fair to midland oxygen experience here. But what I'm asking all my friends and followers and family and everybody about is, can you also get oxygen test equipment and begin testing the oxygen saturation of your air? Because the rat bastards at EPA don't feel any responsibility for the state of the oxygen saturation in our country or in the world. EPA, I don't know what they do for a living, but they're not paying attention to the oxygen in the air. Duh. All right. They're not paying attention to what needs to happen for life to persist and exist on this world. And the military industrial complex, for all of its paranoid schizophrenia and profiteering defense contracts, is more interested in dumping garbage in the air than they are in maintaining an atmosphere that's conducive to life for all living creatures, plants, birds, animals, bugs, and everybody. All right. The safe, good insects are being eradicated. The birds are being eradicated. The fish are being eradicated. And it's only a matter of time until we, the people, are going to be eradicated. Now, one of the things that we individually can do when we find out that the oxygen saturation of our area is insufficient, below 15%, okay, we can build pyramidal greenhouses and live under glass and generate our own oxygen. And that is a very labor intensive, expensive option to have to follow. We can, if we are intelligent enough and resourceful enough and strong enough and organized enough, live the way you would have to live on Mars or on the moon, where oxygen insufficiency is normal, because oxygen insufficiency is now normal here on our world, no thanks to chemtrails. We don't know who paid to have our oxygen saturation destroyed. The governments won't tell us. They keep secrets over our head about matters of survival. And of course, it had nothing to do with President Trump. But I don't believe that the solution to this problem is in his pocket either. I even doubt that he knows who paid for the chemtrails to destroy the atmosphere on our world. Do you know? Who knows? The secrecy and the treachery of the military industrial complex is so deep and broad and all-encompassing that all survival issues are in doubt, because those bastards just make money on war and conflict and disputes and protection rackets and corruption and human trafficking. We have a world here for our grandchildren that's run by criminals. It's run by criminals and not by the politicians who pretend to preside over our lives. And that's not what's true. And so I'll be reporting to you the results when the test equipment gets here. It was shipped a couple days ago, and let's see just how bad EPA is. Ugh. One hates to think that adult humans could possibly be this stupid. I'll see you later.